Hola, ¿cómo están? And what is going on, guys? DarkScheme here, and today I'll be talking to you guys a little bit about Big Team Battle and starting weapons within Big Team Battle. Now, there has been a little debate on the starting weapons for Big Team Battle, which is pistols versus battle rifles. I feel pretty open on this. I'm actually feeling not really from one side or the other. If there was a side that I would have to choose, personally, I would have to say battle rifles, but that is for the reason that it is the only game mode in Halo 5 Guardians where you start with battle rifles. Sure, there is Warzone in which you quickly get battle rifles in the game, but Warzone maps are a lot bigger. Now, I will say that these Big Team Battle maps for Halo 5 are a lot smaller than their predecessors. In Halo 3, those were a lot bigger than most of the maps now, but we've also gotten some new Halo 5 Big Team Battle maps which seem to be a little bit bigger on the scales. With that said, having battle rifles within Big Team Battle I feel like is kind of a win for those players who do enjoy battle rifle starts. Now, there is an argument for pistols being a little bit better in Big Team Battle, and those reasons are that vehicles don't get destroyed as fast and there is less cross-map killing involved, as well as having a better reason for map movement. Having pistol starts means that you always have to be looking for better weapons to pick up or longer ranged weapons to pick up, meaning that if you scattered battle rifles on Big Team Battle maps, most players would probably opt to go towards those battle rifles. Because there's a lot less of this, the only real focus on maps is not much for the vehicles and only for the big power weapons like the sniper. One thing I will say about pistol starts is, personally, I haven't tried it out, so I can't really tell you with experience if it is better or not. I can only say that there has been a group of players who have tried this and have said it does play better. So take all this with a grain of salt and keep an open mind. The next thing I will say about battle rifles is that it has been a starting weapon for competitive Halo and even for Big Team Battle, which can be competitive, but at the same time the vehicles weren't destroyed as easily, and as I mentioned before, the maps were a lot bigger. And some game types in Halo 5 don't really opt to use the vehicles that well. Sure, you can drive a Ghost into one of the bases, but do you really want to, and is it really that efficient? Most of these earlier Big Team Battle maps did feel like there was a lot more foot traffic, so maybe creating and designing some bigger and more vehicle-focused maps will make Big Team Battle a little bit better. I think the last thing I will say on the subject is that I believe it will come down to two different decisions. One will be switching Big Team Battle to pistol starts, but I feel like that will not happen. There is definitely room for testing, but who knows if that will actually happen. And the last option I see is making and creating Big Team Battle maps with the battle rifle in mind. Sure, Halo 5 Guardians was designed for Arena to have the pistol as a start and be used as a utility weapon. Having the battle rifle in mind, it's going to play a lot different, and settings don't have to drastically change, but having to create maps around the battle rifle will make creating maps different than others. I feel like Big Team Battle is one of those game modes that is on its own a lot more than Breakout. And ultimately, the final thing that I will say on the matter as well is that Halo has historically created and had so many different game types for it that there is completely different ways for everybody to play and enjoy Halo 5. Halo 5 being included in this is different as well, as this Halo is completely different than the last few iterations, and for the most part, it plays so different that the design of every single aspect of the game does have to take into account not only how enjoyable the game is, but also how competitive it can be. I know Halo 5's Arena Sandbox was created to be as competitive as possible, but we also have fun game modes like Griffball that people like to jump into and have a good time in. Big Team Battle, I'm sure, has a competitive side to it, and for most, is the only game mode that they play. Maybe one day in the near future, we can get 343 in on this conversation and see how they enjoy both game modes. Like I said earlier, I feel like switching the weapon starts in Big Team Battle to the pistol will not come anytime soon, and if it does happen, it'll only be to test out how well it plays for the public. But that is pretty much it for me today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my weigh-in on this matter. Let me know what you guys think about changing up the weapon starts for Big Team Battle. I'll leave you guys with that. And as always, I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.